Hey there, so welcome to the Call to Cinema. I'm Aaron, this is my movie library, and I'm breaking my back again for you guys here tonight. Because tonight we're doing part two, I guess, volume two of my horror movie collection. We're going to be going through a bunch more of those. Also, straight out of the bat, I want to say thank you for everybody that's been watching these videos so far, for everybody that's like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate that. That's awesomeness for my Patreon supporters out there. Thank you so much. You're gonna know first when it comes to the podcast stuff, by the way, because that's where the exclusivity is gonna come in. It's like early on. Hey, Danuch. Hey, Alan. Welcome. Hey there, Mark. Tonight we are going to be talking, hey, Emily, about horror, like, because kind of my thing. Amy, welcome, man. See, my beard is slowly growing back, and as it does, my confidence, Dave, will slowly come back, because I feel weird without the beard. Like, no word of a lie. It's it's not been easy going for me. I've had buyer's remorse, but once it grows back nice, it'll be good. It'll be cool. It'll be all right. All right. So what we're gonna do is, if you weren't here yesterday, I started doing my horror movie collection. I did like quite a few rows. We'll see how it goes today and see how far I can get with these. As always, when it comes to this here, hey Frank, we're doing horror tonight. Tomorrow, by the way, make sure you're here and let your friends and family and anybody know. We are going to be talking about the Vinegar Syndrome announcements. We're going to talk about the Severin announcements. Both are being announced tomorrow, so that should be a really exciting time. I'm expecting some really cool announcements from there. There's been like hints and clues with the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Maybe we'll talk about that. Actually, let's talk about that now, before you even go into the horror stuff, because we're going to get into that. Me too, Emily. What do you think could be the big announcement coming from Vinegar Syndrome or Severin? Like, what do you think? Does anybody have any kind of ideas or guesses or any thoughts on what it could be? Because the movies will stay there. They'll be okay for a couple minutes. So what do you think? $3 on 4K, 1917. I still haven't seen yes, I did. I haven't seen it on 4K though. Because that's the one with the continuous shot thing. That's the one, right? That's what I'm thinking about. Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward from Severin. Ooh, that is a great title. I have the Shameless release, that, Emily, and that is one of my all-time favorite giallos, like hands down. Like that, if anybody asks me giallos to pick up, like that is one of the ones that I think have to be in your giallo collection. It's not like this is a sort of kind of have. It's a must-have. House with Laughing Windows, that will be an excellent release as well. Well, Edwidge Fenech, anything she's, I'm a big fan. And oh shoot, yeah, because they do soundtracks, they do CDs. Severin kills it with the CDs. So if Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward's coming out with a CD, with its own CD soundtrack, yeah, jump on that, guys. I would jump on that. That's a definite for me. Hope that turns out to be like a full time, not one of their 3-day releases. I hate when they do that. I understand it, but I really hate it. Netflix crashed it, really? I don't watch Netflix very much. My mom actually called me today and asked me for Netflix recommendations. But I honestly, I got movies, but if I'm like streaming stuff, I'm an Amazon Prime Shutter guy. That's usually what I go towards. Because cheesier films and more fun horror. So any guesses? Hey Chris, welcome, dude. Any guesses on Vinegar Syndrome? So we think that's going to be a giallo thing. Ooh, there's one thing. Mrs. Ward. Frank thinks Mrs. Ward is better than Deep Red. What are your thoughts on that? Amy, I love that comment. Too busy watching physical media notice. Like that guy, that meme, right, with the guy like in his movie library, and he's like, what is it like? So you're worried like you may lose your streaming, and he's got like all these movies in the background. Yeah, I just love that. Has some pacing issues. It's a good point. I mean, Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward is an excellent giallo. What's the best soundtrack not included in a movie case? Ooh, that's a hard one, Alan. But I'll leave that up to the guys here. What do you think, guys? See, Deep Red, for me, is like a combination. It's not my favorite Argento, but that being my favorite Argento, like is Tenebrae, like just with Argento, right? When it comes to Giallo. But that being said, Deep Red is kind of the Friday the 13th Part 4 of Giallo, especially for Argento, in that it takes all the stuff that that previously he kind of workshopped in other films and puts it all together almost like a greatest hits, which makes an excellent Giallo film. And that's why I see Deep Red. I do love the music from Tenebrae. Tenebrae is my favorite soundtrack out of all. I think out of all Argento's films, I think I like Tenebrae's soundtrack the best. When I was working at a bank, actually, I used to listen to a lot of audiobooks, but when I was listening to music, I used to listen to the Tenebrae soundtrack over and over again. I had it on my iPod. I need a new iPod. My better half's always like, why don't you put it on your phone? Just put it on your phone. She doesn't get the concept of like the iPod on itself when you can now have music on the phone. But I want that dedicated device that there's no distraction of like of anything else, like messages or whatever. Just an iPod. They can have like, I don't know, it can have Solitaire on if you want, but basically just there for audiobooks and music. That's what I want. What is the greatest Giallo? Ooh. Strange Vice is up there, but it really depends on the type of Giallo that you like, and that is a great topic actually. What's this here? Government of Canada. Everybody get this? Notice it? Any of you guys in Canada? About due to a high loss of jobs, once you fill in this application, you'll get money. Is that real? Is that another scam? Is this because I'm guessing going to be a lot of scams coming at the guys. Isn't it brilliant, Chris? Isn't the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre brilliant? Tenebrae, don't torture a duckling and lizard in a woman's skin. You cannot fault any of those. I don't know. It is so. Trust me, it's one you go back to. You'll find different things in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, like on watches. It's amazing. So many great Giallos. I just got a link just then. Maybe you'll get one, Emily. If you get one, let me know. I want to know if it's legit. It's a 518 number, so I'm not sure. I'll check. 20th anniversary of Legend by Tangerine Dream. My favorite Giallos. Oh, wow. Damn, I want to make a Giallo video now. I wish I hadn't picked up my moves beforehand. We could have done a whole Giallo video. We can still do it, actually. I love Giallo. I can talk about Giallo all the freaking time. It's my favorite, like it's alongside slashers. It's my favorite, like I guess subgenre of films. And like there's so many great ones from Martino and from Fulci. Fulci's so good with Giallo. People really underrate Fulci. They always look at the Beyond and stuff like that, and the bypasses Giallos, and it's a shame because the Giallos are amazing. Martino too. Let's see. I love your voice is a locked door and only have the key. I love that. Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward also. Those two really stand out. Tenebrae, incredible. Don't Torture a Duckling. Oh God, there's so many. It's so hard for me. Giallo is Italian, Alan. Basically, it is Italian for yellow, because the pulp mystery novels, like the Edgar Wallace, the Agatha Christie, stuff like that, were all done with these yellow covers. And so when they made the Giallo films, which were like kind of like mystery films, usually with a lot of violence, a lot of sex, not a nudity at least, not always a lot of sex, but always like usually some nudity, exploitation tropes. Then they gave them a name. They called them Giallo here, and kind of like, you know, spaghetti westerns, and lately called spaghetti westerns. These mystery, kind of like murder mystery films. Often one of the big tropes is that the killer there'll be a black glove killer. Sometimes it'll have like a mask. A lot of times it'll be like, it'll be something kind of like really kind of simple that'll have set the killer off that you find out in the end. Love the Dunces Lounge is amazing, and it's got Camille Keaton in that one, actually. Yeah, exactly, like the DVDs I have with the washing machine, which is Rigario Deodato, actually, who's not famous for giallo. He's more famous for things like Cannibal Holocaust, which is a well-done film, but I still don't like the animal cruelty, and he didn't need that. But I would rather watch Washing Machine any day over Cannibal Holocaust, because I'm not a cannibal guy, I am a giallo guy. Don't Torture Duckling is definitely one of my favorites, but I like to talk about the ones that people don't talk about a lot. Oh God, what was it? It was put out by 88 Films. It was a really, really good one. I really like the Bloodstained Butterfly too. That was nice. I was about to say, was your favorite he did? Like even more so than Don't Torture Duckling? Or or Lizard in One's Skin? And there's these giallos that kind of go into like weird territory. And people, you either like them or you don't like them. And one of the divide giallos that I found with a lot of people is, it was recently put up by Severin, and it's put up by Shameless as well. It's called All the Colors of the Dark, which is by Sergio Martino. It is definitely disturbing. Sergio Martino made one called All the Colors of the Dark, and it's giallo, but it's sort of not. It's different giallo, and it goes in kind of weird territories. It goes in cult territories, actually. And I think about cults a lot right now because I'm rewatching Smallville, and I'm at like season 7, I think. And I can't get over the fact that Allison Mack is definitely one of the shining examples of that series, and now she's maybe going to prison. It bums me out because, damn, what a good actress. Delirium for, oh, that is a good one, actually. Isn't that the one with, is that the one with Serena Grande? If that's what I'm thinking about. I got that one here. That's the one on DVD, I think. That's the one with Serena Grande. Maybe I got the wrong one. And you know when you've seen Serena Grande in a film. She she stands out. Serena Grande stands out in any movie that she's in. Miniseries fantasy. I don't know. I like Dune, the miniseries, that when they showed that on Sci-Fi Channel. That was actually better than like the film by Dave Lynch. And she's in that one. Oh yeah. I went through a period where I went looking for Serena Grande films. Yeah. Because she's a great actress. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to do the horror stuff that I got here. We're going to go through this fairly quickly. Then, if you want to do it, rather than going on any farther, because I can extend this out a bit, we can do a giallo talk. You want to do a giallo talk? Because I didn't take out as many as I normally take out for these videos. Or do you want to just do a giallo talk and save this for the next video? A viewer's choice tonight. Full collection. Both? We'll do. You love talking giallo? Michelle, I think you're the only one of the podcaster people now that actually comes in my videos nowadays, and I really appreciate that. Because I haven't seen like Brian or Steph in a while. I've spoke to them like off of here, but I haven't seen them in there. Want to do collection too. So let's do the collection part first. Then we're going to talk about giallos. I'll probably go over to where the Shameless stuff and that's at, and look around like for some other giallo stuff as well, because I love giallos. And if you can't be here for long, if you're going off again, you're definitely the best, and I appreciate it. Hey, Cinema Dave, welcome, man. Don't forget, tomorrow is Vinegar Syndrome Severin announcement day. So that's usually a big day on my channel for stuff like this. And just to let you guys know, I will be covering that. And I'll be talking about their announcements in detail. And if there's just clues for some of them, last time I broke the Angel trilogy clue, so maybe I'll break this one. All right, let's start with the part of the horror collection. It's not a, won't do a lot of it today. We'll just do these couple rows here. Then we're going to talk Giallo, and we'll probably finish off tonight with a little bit more like speculation talk. Let's see, look, I'm already ready to go. Some fan shame shows that are survey. Yeah, true, and depends on the type of stuff you like too. Well, you're there. I know you're listening, so I sound like Frasier. I'm listening. First off is Stephen King's The Stand. Again, I love these big. I'm going to have to. I got like a big horror collection, so it's going to take a few days. I may take a couple of days off from tomorrow. I may not do the horror collection because I'll be doing the Vincent Severance stuff. We'll see. You know, my videos are pretty free flow, but either way, it is something that I'm going to be going back to. It's going to be something continuing over the next week or so because I got a lot. So The Stand. This is the Stephen King artisan. Yeah, let's keep her. It's a. Thanks, Dave. I mean, I do. That's kind of the. It helps me too. So it helps us both. This is a mini series. This is the thick one. I love the thick case of this. There's features on it too, like commentary and that as well with a bunch of the cast. I actually really do like the Stand film. Some people like really hated on it. I'm not one of those peoples. Here is one of my many copies. Hey Raymond, welcome back, dude. We're doing horror collection. We're talking Giallo after, so if you like Giallo, be ready for that. This is one of many versions of The Shining. Again, I love this movie. It's a horrible representation of the book, but it's a great film. Book adaptation, it sucks. Movie, Artisan's actually got into business, unfortunately, Alan. But as a movie, yeah, it's awesome. Was this your favorite? Older or younger sister? Because I kind of wondered with The Stand, would be like, are you like a kid and your older sister's watching it? Or are you like the older person and like your younger sister wants to watch it? Because it's a different dynamic if you whichever way you choose, right? I haven't seen Dr. Sleep. I really haven't yet. Oh yeah. So you're the younger one being like, oh no. So if there's something scary in it, you're the one's going to be freaked out at night. It's not a good slasher. It's interesting. Depends. What's the price, Chris? If it's cheap, yeah, definitely. I still got to see Dr. Sleep. I know you keep telling me to see it, but I wouldn't pay a lot for the 10. 10's not bad. Yeah, for 10, sure. If you got the bones for it, like don't like sacrifice another movie for it because it's not a great like slasher film, but definitely one kind of worth having. But if you got other ones like more like important ones that you got your mind set on, grab those first. I'm still waiting for like a good release of. See if anybody remembers this one. Here's a little bit of a deep cut for your slasher film, guys. The Pool. Artisan did a release, I think it was Artisan, of a movie called The Pool. It was a slasher film, and I think it was a foreign one. I'm not sure if it was like from, but anyway, I remember really liking it. And it had this kind of like the skull face type thing, and there's like swimming pool, but I've never been able to find it since. I had it in my collection around 2 or 3 collections ago, you know, but not since. 7 out of 10. Have you seen the uncut version? I wouldn't know which version to watch. Speaking of The Shining, if you really liked The Shining, the Stanley Kubrick one, then you'll probably also have seen this one. There's pluses and minuses to both versions of The Shining. One of the weird things is I'm not big on the kid in this one, like the kid actor. I guess he's serviceable, but what's odd is that he's got Steven Weber and Rebecca de Mornay as his parents, and the kid kind of reminds me of Shelley Duvall. Like he looks more like you'd be Shelley Duvall's kid. And the kid from The Shining, the original Shining movie, looks more like he could be Steven Weber's kid. So it's just an odd thing that I noticed. But obviously Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is a genius film. Is this film good? It's okay. I mean, this, ready for something that's going to like really be sort of like, is going to get some people either typing on the keyboard or, and by the way, please, if you're watching, thumbs up the video. It does help the channel out a lot. Steven Weber's character of Jack Torrance is a much better representation of the Jack Torrance character from the novel than than uh, than Jack Nicholson. So, although Jack Nicholson's like version of insanity is probably one of the best on screen, just an incredible job. He chews the scenery, but Steve Weber is a better representation of a descent into madness, and that's that is what I can definitely give that. So, definitely worth owning. Next up is a lot of Stephen King stuff here, I guess. You never saw this one? It's worth seeing. I mean, it has its, you know, it's a miniseries, a TV miniseries, so you have to understand it's going to be restricted by that budget. It is done to be closer to the novel, and I can tell you right now that the hedge monsters in the novel never work as being scary. Like, they just don't. But Stephen Weber does a better job as Jack Torrance than Jack Nicholson does. Jack Nicholson does a great job being Jack Nicholson playing a crazy guy, but Stephen Weber does a better job playing the character from the novel. And Rebecca Mornier is a much closer representation to Wendy's character than what you see in the novel. Oh yes, Shelley Duvall went like seriously. It's a sin, really, because she talented actress. Well, The Shining it's a mini series, right, Mark? Because that was meant to be shown over 2 days. So if you get it and you want to watch it that way, you want to like experience it the way that was experienced on TV, you can probably break it out over like over a 2-day period and like make it into a mini series for yourself, which is good right now. You're at home, you want to watch something, maybe you want to do it over a couple nights. Getting like a mini series or say even a mini series of Salem's Lot, that type of thing, gives you like kind of event nights. And trust me, watching the Shining miniseries or Salem's Lot miniseries, you know one thing that'll be better than WrestleMania. This year it'll be better than WrestleMania. Yeah, just putting that out there. Thinner. Actually, I kind of dig this one. It's been a while since I've seen it, to be totally honest with you. I liked it back in the day, but but I don't know. Well, will it stand the test of time? I do not know. Next up, well, this must be like a whole like Stephen King series. Is The Mist, and again, I love The Mist, and this is the good one. This one has the black and white version. If you've never seen The Mist and you want to watch it in black and white first. I do recommend it. It's really cool in black and white. I like this film. 8 hours or something. Oh, that is ridiculous. 8 hours, and there's 2 days, so this could end up being 16 hours, Mark. 16 hours. And oh, the remake cover's got Steven Weber on it. From like, he was in Wings. He did a lot of stuff, but like, you know. Ending made you mad. But Chris, the ending is supposed to make you mad, so it makes sense there. Because of course this is the original release of Sleepwalkers, which I really do love this cover. I do have the new Sleepwalkers, like the one on Scream Factory. I love that film. Basically because as a kid I was completely in love with Mad Shamanic, and she is, you know, she's the star of this film, and she's in Riverdale, and you know what? She gets better. She's one of those like actresses. She just gets better. She's gorgeous in this. She's gorgeous in Riverdale. She'll probably be gorgeous when I'm like 80 or something like that, because I think she's done a deal with the devil. I think that's how it's worked. But a really cool film. Got some great cameos. It says cameos with Clive Barker and Stephen King, but there's more cameos than that in this movie actually. There's a few of them there. I like Cat's Eye actually. I love the stories in it, and great one. Actually, we're coming up to that one, by the way. Next up is The Night Flyer, which, by the way, this needs a Blu-ray release. This is really cool. This is a fun film. Not enough people have seen it. And those who have seen it, like, usually agree with me. This needs a Blu-ray release. This is a really cool film, but it's an HBO film, which is what's stopping it from getting a Blu-ray release. This one and The Hitchhiker. Damn you, HBO. HBO, get off my lawn and make these available. I know it looks kind of cheesy there with the way that the vampire looks and the giving away on the cover. Not cool, dudes. Not cool, but still, really good film. Next up is Apt Pupil, and again, you know, Ian McKellen, and it's Brad Renfro, right? Yeah, definitely Brad Renfro. enjoyed. This is a disturbing film, but I really liked it. Apt Pupil was a good like was a novella as well, but definitely one to look into. Next up is the miniseries of Salem's Lot. So I can actually do like I can do like a Stephen King week. I can do like 2 nights of like The Shining, 2 nights of Salem's Lot. This freaked me out as a kid. When some people are talking about Doctor Who, they talk about like, you know, watching from behind the sofa, like behind the sofa. And what they mean is like people were watching, kids watching Doctor Who back in the 60s and stuff, and they would like hide behind the sofa when the Daleks or the Cybermen would come on. That's how I watched Salem's Lot. Literally, I was up in Mississauga, Ontario when this came out on TV. Oh, it's on the edge of the park. That's my favorite Diodato film, actually. You rock, Emily. You on Blu-ray? Oh, I got to upgrade this one to Blu-ray. Is it like the actual like miniseries or the film? Because there's 2 versions. There's the 2-hour-long film that they did for European release, and there is the feature-length miniseries, which runs 183 minutes, which was the kind of the miniseries. But if the miniseries is out on Blu-ray, and I think it is, I think you're right, definitely I need to have that. I would like to have both of them, actually. Hope that the Blu-ray has both of them on there, and you don't have to buy like 2 separate Blu-rays to get them both. But since it came out from like, was it Warner? Is it Warner? Then you're probably going to have to buy separate ones for each. Miniseries, okay. Which is good, but they should have put both of them on there. But Salem's Lot, excellent one. Next up is one that was just mentioned, actually, and that is Cat's Eye. I love Cat's Eye, and one thing I really love about this, scared me, was Trilogy of Terror. The Zuni doll? Was it the Zuni doll that scared you? Just for a bit, just to let it grow back in. Didn't want to shave. I hate shaving. I hate myself, even like remotely unshaved. But basically, where I'm in the house, and I'm not going to get to my barber or salon, whatever, anytime soon, I shaved it out so I can just grow it back in and just be a little bit more controllable. I look way better with the beard, just saying. You're being unshaven. See, I had to like kind of, I wanted to, first I said I'm going to trim it down, then I said, no, I'm nicking it a bit here, and I said it's going to look uneven and stuff like that. So I said no, I'm going to just let it all grow it together, and give it like so by the time like end up like getting out there again. I'm sure he looks fine, Emily. As long as he looks good in your eyes, right? This can work to your advantage. Keep the ladies off your husband when he goes out anywhere. You cut his hair, just like here. Let me get a bowl. Cat's Eye. I love Curtis Incorporated. Really cool one. And I recently read that story when I was reading rereading Night Shift. It is such a cool story. Horace, Stephen King. Double feature. Sometimes they come back and sometimes they come back again. I actually like these films. Some people really kind of rag on them. They did a series. There's a 3rd one. I'm pretty sure there's a 3rd one of this as well, which I don't have in my collection. First one I'm sure the first one is Buddy, what's his name? Yeah, Tim Matheson's in the first one. Second one is Michael Gross, right? Yeah, Michael Gross. You know, from Tremors. You know, it's family ties if you're really old, like me. But again, I enjoyed these. Unfortunately, it was one of those flipper discs, so I'm really hoping that like Scream puts these out. Like maybe it's like a trilogy, because I think there's 3 of them. If anybody can verify that, it'll be super cool. If I'm missing any of your comments, I do apologize. I just had to let my kid know a second ago that that Borderlands and BioShock are coming to the Switch, which is very exciting for us actually, because we're Switch guys and gals. Come Back for More is the 3rd one. Thank you, Danuch. I was unsure. Love the first one. Everybody's like, I love the first one, but the first one. Anybody like the sequels? I would really have to watch them again. I don't remember much about the sequels. I don't even remember in the 3rd one. I remember Michael Gross in part 2, but I do not remember in the 3rd one. Is Alexis Arquette in part 2? Yeah, I knew it. Alexis Arquette's in part 2. Hilary Swank. Damn, that's actually a pretty good cast. I'm going to have to rewatch this one. Here's a movie. This movie needs a good blue. it needs a good collector's edition. It needs like a Scream Factory or Arrow release. Nah, it's definitely Scream, the Scream Factory. And it's a Jamie Blanks film that, so Scream Factory could definitely do it. Hand breaking through the ice, that's what it is. And that's the Storm Warning. I actually really like this film. This is the unrated from Dimension Extreme. Okay. Hey, Brian, welcome, man. So, super excited. Like, if you've never seen this one, definitely worth checking out. It's a pretty, like, simple film. Basically, there's a couple. They're in a sailboat. Like, read off the back here, actually, kind of. You know, they're taken by this dad and his two sons. It's two sons, right? I think it's his two sons. You know, beaten, captured, you know, assaulted, and then, you know, they turn. I want to watch this tonight. Actually, this is actually a good film. Who here remembers Storm Warning? Anybody here? Like, any fans or people that remember the film, like, slightly? No one? So I'm the only person that's watched Storm Warning. Apparently the only person who likes it. Ah, Danush. Okay, see, there we go. Somebody had to see it. I knew somebody had to see it. Okay, back in the day before, like, all those, you know, Vestrons and stuff came out, this collection, Ramon's actually worth checking out. Emily, yeah, was one that was highly coveted. You didn't like it? Give it a chance. Give it a second chance, especially now. It's all isolated. They're isolated. You're isolated. It's, you know, it's time. This is the 8-movie collection, and this is, for the longest time, this was probably, I guess, the best 8-movie collection ever put out. You know, like, of these kind of like cheap releases. Some of my movies, like my Criterions and stuff, are shipped to Morocco. My BFI releases, most of those are. Did he kill the kangaroo in Storm Warning? I can't remember that scene. Jamie Blanks is Australian, that makes sense. I have got to go back and watch it. It's been a long time. So this has Waxworks, 976 Evil 2, Ghoulies 3, which still doesn't have a release. Chud 2, The Unholy, Class of 1999, Slaughter High, and Chopping Mall. Every single movie on this collection are freaking good. Enjoy your movies, Michelle. Leaving me. Enjoy your movie. Have a great evening there. Come back and watch this later. Give a thumbs up at least. Because I've got 16 people watching and nobody's liking my video apparently. Oh, Chopping Mall is such fun cheese. Chud 2 is a film. I like it, but it's not Chud. Class 99 is classic. It's so fun. Slaughter High, you guys know I love Slaughter High. Next up is a much more serious film. 2 comments above. I don't have my comments open right now, but I'll check for you. The movie Frozen you talked about is on YouTube with ads. Frozen, you mean like the Adam Green one? I think that's the one you're talking about. Not to let it go on, but you mean like Adam Green, right? Where they're stuck up on the lift. Great film. Definitely worth checking out. If you haven't seen it, yeah, definitely worth checking out. Watch for Kane Hodder with a small cameo in the film as well. I would love to see a great, a complete collection of Ghoulies. Oh yeah, definitely check it out. Chipper Glover. It's a fantastic film. Stir of Echoes. I actually love this release. Thanks, Mark. Hopefully I'm going to keep doing these, especially when we're all shut in here together. Well, not together, like cyber together. Having lots of fun. Stir of Echoes. You did make a sequel to that one too, but I don't remember it at all, actually. I think I might have it, though. It's a cool slipcover, actually. That's actually what struck me. I didn't even... Like, Stir of Echoes is the one I used to pass up on all the time. And being the shallow person that I am, I could not pass up on the slipcover. Next up is... Oh, is this a... Oh, yeah. It's a manga release. Almost Human. Love the cover to this one. I can't remember this one very well right now, though. find Serial Echoes better than The Sixth Sense. Well, they're very different films, though, aren't they? They both deal with ghosts, though. So I kind of get it there. Kevin Bacon is amazing. Kevin Bacon was one of the guys that was rumored to like be in talks, like at one point, to do like Freddy Krueger. I don't know. I can't even remember if I've seen the sequel. Who was in the sequel? Because I know it wasn't Kevin. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Kevin Bacon. I know it's one of those sequels where they choose someone else. Kind of like when you see Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, and you're like, man, Michael Rooker's fantastic in this film. And then you go watch Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer 2, and you're like, Rob Lowe was in the sequel? Yeah, okay. He was a good actor back in the day, and still he does some decent stuff. But Kevin Bacon's got a bit more of the depth, and probably had a better script too. So we can't blame Rob Lowe. Deliver Us from Evil, which makes it look Deliver Us from Devil, but hey, why not? Kind of a cool one, actually, is Charm. And I did kind of dig this film. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I actually did. Another one that needs a really cool Blu-ray release. It screams Scream Factory. It really does. Dracula 2000. Like, Scream Factory put out all those 90s horror films, like letting people like kind of rediscover them. And this is a cool one. You got like, what a great cast. You know, you got Jennifer Esposito, Omar Epps, Donnie Lee Miller, who just finishing Elementary, I think. Christopher Plummer's in this one here. Danny Masters, and he's not going to be doing anything anytime in the near future. Gerard Butler. So yeah, Corey, doesn't this sound like a Scream Factory release? It's just like you look at certain movies, you look at them and you're like, oh yeah, that belongs to that company. The son of Kevin Bacon. That's kind of, I mean, they're both Brat Pack guys in a way, so yeah, kind of makes. It's Kevin Bacon. Would you consider Kevin Bacon a Brat Pack? Probably not so much a Brat Pack guy, but you know, he was around that time. Vitamin C. Oh man, thank you. I'm not the only person to remember Vitamin C. There's some great ones here actually. I remember going on. Oh God, I'm not sure what I was watching. I was watching a documentary, and they were like pre-code documentary. I wanted to get in collecting pre-code cinema, so I watched it for entertainment purposes first. Then my better half said, "We're going to rewatch it now," and we started writing the titles like on the iPad. 30 Days a Night. Actually, I just really enjoyed this. Is a cool concept. I like the comic book too. This is one I dug. Let me know what you guys thought. It's one that I actually was really surprised by. That I liked it as much as I did. Pretty simple concept. It is a great idea. Like a lot of people were like kind of ragged on the concept of Dracula 2000 and why he became Dracula, but that was one of my favorite parts of the film. But The Expelled. Anybody remember this one? I thought this was a really cool film. I actually really like this movie. It's a simple film, nothing big or extravagant about it, but I just like the concept. I like the way it was done, and I love this cover. So there's basically some students and teachers stuck in the school at night, and there's like these hooded people like with hoodies on that are killing. Definitely a cool film. Expelled's on your wish list. An old viewer actually got me that one. It was definitely a cool one, and I remember watching it the day I got it. Children of the Night, another one needs a Blu-ray release. This is one of the original Fangoria releases, actually. See, Fangoria had like a movie company back in the day. I think they got a new one now, but this was the original movie company, and Children of the Night was one of the releases. So this needs a new release. Directed by Tony Randall. And no, not the Tony Randall, the actor but Tony Randall, the director, that directs kind of bloody stuff. Next up is Outpost Rise of the, how do you say this again? The Spitsnaz, I guess that's how it goes. Again, a Dollarama release, but I like the Outpost films. They're pretty cool. I think it's the same film. Well, Google it, but it might be actually the same film with a different title. I don't know if I've seen Apollo 18. Actually, I've seen the cover for it, and it's one that I kind of got to see. The Apollo 18 is the one with the creatures, right? Well, you know, the horror one. So this is one I got at a convention. I don't remember it right now, so I do apologize. I can't say a lot about it. But it's called Devil's Night. That's a slasher. I really don't remember this one at all. But I'll definitely have to check it out again. Danielle Harris is in this one. I love Danielle Harris. Who doesn't love Danielle Harris? But I got this one like from the director of the film. He was there, right? I wish Daniel Harris was there. So I got to watch that one again. Kiss of the Dan by Cassavetes. Not Nick. But love this cover. You know how I feel about like the long red-headed movie actresses. This is Secret Window with the French-Canadian cover. Love this film. And as a writer, yes, we could go crazy at any time. A very fun one. Red Riding, 1974. There's 2 more Red Riding films. Yeah, they are the same. I knew they were the same film. Because you changed the title over here. Didn't like Secret Window? I thought it was a cool, like, the premises have been done a few times, but and done better, but I did like it, actually. So give it a second chance. Red Riding 74, this is a serial killer one, I think. I'm trying to remember. There's 2 more of these, actually, done in different years. Of course, Identity. You either love this one or you hate this one. There's usually no 2 ways about it. I liked Identity, I really did. It goes a little bit overboard with the concept, but it's a great cast. You know, great cast with this one. And I had fun with it. But I find with Identity, like some of those you can watch them, and then you can rewatch them again once you know the twist. Because you're like, oh yeah, that twist is pretty good. I can kind of rewatch this. But with Identity, I don't think it's one of those that works a lot on rewatch. Like you can rewatch it once to, you know, once you get the twist. But then if you're rewatching it again, usually rewatching it with somebody that hasn't seen it to see if they can figure it out. So like movies like the cheesier the movie is, the more exploitive the film is, the better it is when it comes rewatching, when it comes to like mystery. Sometimes with more serious ones, it doesn't work out that way. Or in my opinion anyway. It's, you know, that's just me. That's just one guy's opinion. A film opinion. There's like a shout out to the film theorist there. The Cabinet of Calgary. This is the remake, by the way, of Dr. Calgary. And this is I think it's a British film. Robert Bloch, I think. Yeah, Robert Bloch, the screenplay of this one. Glynis Johns is in this one. Dan O'Hurley, of course. So really kind of a cool one. Took me a while to track that one down, actually. It's okay. I mean, honestly, I haven't seen this one in a couple of years, but I remember kind of digging it. Like, it's not as good. Obviously, it's the original. Yep, Robert Bloch. Robert Bloch wrote the book Psycho and wrote a ton of British like films back in the day. Look at like these Amicus, man. They hitched their wagon to Robert Bloch and just rode it into the sun. From like movies like Asylum or The Psychopath. Yeah, Robert Bloch did a lot of that stuff. Yeah, I got this one at a yard sale, I think. And this one I don't think I've seen yet. If I have, I don't remember it. So maybe that's not a great sign. Necessary Evil, but it's got Lance Henriksen and Danny Trejo in it. So yes, and look at this cover. Had to pick it up. This one's actually cool. This actually is a sort of a classic. It's by John Russo, who worked with George Romero on Night of the Living Dead, and he did this movie called Midnight. a very different cover for it, by the way. I like the fact they got like 2 aspect ratios on this one here. It's a pretty like bare bones DVD of it. So I'm not quite sure if it's like, it's a Lionsgate release, so it's not like just any company release. So I kind of like that. It's a pretty low budget film. If you've never seen it, worth checking out. Definitely, yeah. I'm trying to remember some of these actually. Oh, here's a good one. You like Evil Dead? Are anybody here a fan of Evil Dead? Of course you are. Well, Wither. Wither's a really cool film. Check this one out, guys. If you've not seen Wither, and you want like a suggestion of one of like the Evil Dead type of style films to check out, definitely check out this one. I'm pretty sure 13 Wolfman and Cinema Dave and guys and Danucci know this movie and will back me up hopefully on this one here. So I actually dug this one a lot. But it was put out by Art Exploitation Films, who actually put out some real, actually kind of cool stuff. Oh, what country was this done in again? I'm trying to remember. Was it order? Basically, I got a horror shelf over there, and I'm just going through the horror shelves. Iggy Pop might be a little bit disturbed by that, but no, it's not. It actually comes with a pretty cool, like, kind of 8-page booklet on the inside as well. I did like the pacing. I dug Wither. I really did. Definitely a gory film. Yeah, if you like the gore, you're getting your money's worth there, man. Okay, and this one couldn't be retired as soon as I get the new collection. And that is The Fly 2. Now, this one I bought for a couple reasons. One, I'm one of the only people that likes The Fly 2. Like, and not ironically, I actually like the film. It's got Eric Stoltz and Daphne Zuniga, and I'm down with both those actors, especially Zuniga. But the coolest thing about this one here is it has a documentary called Chronicling the Entire Fly movie series. So if you get The Fly, or you get like any other Fly films, or even the new Fly, the David Cronenberg Fly, before the box set came out, the Scream Factory box set, which is the one to get. Did they do Subspecies? I did not know they did that. This has a documentary on the entire Fly franchise, which is now on that Scream Factory box set. So you're good to go with that. Here's a couple older releases. They are these are Rhino releases. Now Rhino did, of course, they were the first people to do Mystery Science Theater 2000. Count 3000, the future of Mystery Science Theater. But they also put out some like regular releases of some of the films. It's like kind of like the cheesy film. So you got stuff like Terror in the Haunted House. Did you used to review for Art Exploitation? Nice. I'm so jealous. I'm Jelly Man. If I would say, yeah, I got to go to the U.S. I'm like, not now, but but like maybe in the future. Hopefully, when all this stuff goes through. The slime people. How can you not love these? See, if Scalder was here, he'd be like cringing at the snappiness of these covers. By the way, but I actually love. Look at this here. Like, I know it's not a picture. Look at this shiny disc. Isn't that actually kind of cool? I really dig this. Look at that. Like, that is... I personally think that's awesome. Monster from the Ocean Floor. And The Crawling Hand. I actually like Curse the Fly. A lot of people don't like Curse the Fly because it's very different. It almost seems not like a Fly film. But I thank you to Nooch. I also champion the snapper case. I actually did like Curse the Fly. A very different like film, obviously. This is an Anchor Bay one. Why is it not with Anchor Bay movies? They are kind of cool, and I just lucked them onto them. There was like 6 of them, and I only grabbed 4 at the time. I said I'll go back. It was at a flea market, right? I said I'll go back around. I'll get the other 2, and like they were gone when I went back. Now flipper discs are not. Flipper discs are like are Satan. Like snapper cases are like they can be cool. They'll be big. Just watch snapper cases. They'll make a comeback. Dracula III Legacy. Look, you got Grandpa from the Munsters in it. And Rutger Hauer, Roy Schreider, and Jason London. I do not know how they got these actors in this film, but they did. So I guess Did you really love Dracula 3? Maybe I got to rewatch it then. I do like Patrick Lussier, who directed a lot of movies that I like. So I have to rewatch that film. Slugs. This is fun. Like, I know what you're thinking. Like, oh, it's an insecty type film. That normally I'd be like, oh, not insect films. Like, I got some movies over that I haven't watched because there's insects in them. But Slugs is awesome. Yeah, thank you. Totally agree. This rocks. And you know what's really cool about this is this. They say J.P. Simon, but forget that. No, this is by was it John Picard Simone, the guy that did Pieces. This is by the guy that made Pieces. So this is a minute movie release of it. Like, it's bare bones. I do have a couple minute movie releases. I showed you another one recently, The Initiation, but definitely I like picking them up, like, so I can just like kind of watch them on the fly. But I do want to get the Arrow edition of Slugs. Squirm. Oh, Squirm kind of creeped me out a bit, but I did like it. But that sequence in the shower, ugh. It had me looking up at the shower every time I got in the shower for weeks after. Yeah, they put out a few. I mean, their covers are always awesome on those minute movie releases, but on Minute Madness, sorry. But they don't have like a lot of like they're not feature wise. Trauma. I actually really like this. This is the really only full film that Argento did in America, in North America. He did, of course, like TV stuff, but he did do, and of course he made Two Evil Eyes, but he only made part of that film. But this is only full film. This is American Giallo, and people really rag on this one. This is really good, actually. This is actually way better than people think. I like Trauma quite a bit. I almost want to give, if I did what I wanted to do with the hair pull thing, I would give something away. But if you haven't seen Trauma, definitely check it out. It has a great cast. I mean, like, listen to this. So you got like Christopher Rydell, Zia Argento, James Russo's in this one, Brad Dourif is in this, Frederick Force is in this one as well. Trauma, yeah, great film. It needs a better release. It needs a great release. Okay, this is one I bought and I don't know if I watched it. I gotta get, seeing this, I got a lot of movies I gotta get to. People always ask me, have you watched all your movies? The answer is no. No, I haven't. Surviving. So, again, slasher, and looks to be like a micro budget. I love micro budgeted films. Micro budget films, they call them, nowadays we call them regional horror films, really. Because you're usually regional horror films are usually kind of like lower budget films that are done in like kind of in one area with actors from that region, and like we're getting people from local people like to be doing the cinematography and stuff. So has anybody seen this movie? If anybody's seen this movie, it's going to be 13 Wolfman, because he like interviews a lot of the Scream Queens, and like Scream Queens to do kind of some of the lower budget stuff as well, which I'm actually very jealous of 13 Wolfman about. Have you seen Surviving? It's got Beth Konitzer, Adam Rodness. I don't recognize the names right now. And Kim Kirchev. If any of those names sound familiar to you, they don't to me, but they may be great actors. I don't know. I'll say I'm stuck behind because I get stuff, and then I get other stuff, and I have stuff that I watch over and over again. Great one, Ghost Story, the BBC series, the Turn of the Screw, a film adaptation, like TV film adaptation. Love any edition of Turn of the Screw I can get. A Dead Seven is one I recently bought. The Super Magnificent Seven, but with zombies, and it stars like boy band actors, boy bands. Nick Carter, Joy Fatone, AJ McLean, Howie Dorough, I guess. Duroff, whatever. Anyway, back to our plus. Donnie Darko. The Innocents is definitely based on the Henry James story. Great film, by the way. This is. Did you like this one, guys? This is like a cult hit. The first time I saw Donnie Darko, I just wasn't into it as much. Like, I like it now, but it's one of those that first time I watched it, I was like, not sure if I like this film. And I think that was on me, actually. Like, I'm not going to blame the film. I think it was pretty much on me. I haven't seen. I don't know if I've seen extended cut or not. Donnie Darko is a cult. It's sort of a horror film, I guess. I don't more of a science fiction. But definitely worth a watch. I've seen the S Darko one too, with the sequel with the sister, which a lot of people didn't like. I thought it was okay. That's another one I'd have to rewatch really to get a good feel of it. Ghosts of Mars, probably one of my least favorite John Carpenter ones. But that being said, I've only seen it once, so I probably got to rewatch it. I know a lot of people love this film. Next up, we got one of the greatest acted, scariest horror films of all time, and it's directed by William F. Claxton. So obviously, it's got like big names too. Stuart Whitman is in it. Janet Leigh is in this film from Psycho. Oh wow! Actually, I wasn't sure. Didn't know that. And Rory Calhoun, as well. So obviously, the movie that I'm about to show you guys is one of the greatest films ever made. Night the Lepus. I know. You're all like flashing back to all the horror and scares from the movie about the. Who's seen Night the Lepus? In all seriousness, who's seen this film? Because what were they on the day that some like studio executive was like, that script with the killer bunny rabbits, that's horror gold. The worst movie you ever saw. Dude, have you saw Things yet, 31 Man? Because you know what? Watch Things. Then the Night Lepus will not be your worst movie ever. Black Mass, is that the Jet Li one? If it's the Jet Li one, I actually liked it. There's a sequel to that too, actually. I remember them back in the day. Holy Grail rabbits. Oh, well, they're not as scary as Holy Grail rabbits. But yeah, I like the Jet Li one. Cabin by the Lake and Return to Cabin by the Lake. I actually really like both these. If you haven't seen these, definitely check them out. Judd Nelson rocks in both these films. I talked about them recently, so I won't belabor it. I know 13 Wolfman is definitely going to love this next one. And I'm not even joking with that. Watch the Black Christmas remake, the new one. Still better than 2006 one. I don't care what people say. And that is Late Phases, Night of the Lone Wolf. If you've never seen this movie, get on it. It's an excellent, excellent film. Like a really good werewolf film. Probably one of the better newer werewolf films out there. Fantastic film. Great cast too. What's his name that stars in this? Nick DeMisi, right? Yeah, I think I was in Stakeland. Yeah, if you've never seen this movie, like in all seriousness, just watch this movie. Like seriously, watch this movie. Then watch Wolf Cop. They're so similar. No, but for like kind of a down like afterwards. After this movie, after you've seen the intensity of this one, watch Wolf Cop. Another artisan release. I'm always excited when I find artist releases in the wild because you can't get them anymore. And this one here is Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2. And artisan were ahead of the game. They were ahead of the time. Actually, I blind bought Late Phases too. Because, is it here? Don't tell me I don't have it. Oh no, is it on here itself? God, did they do it like that? So it was they had both the Blu-ray and the CD on there as well, the CD soundtrack. But what they did, and this is what pisses me off, and this is why, say what you will about some of the Severance stuff, their soundtrack stuff is awesome. Blair Witch 2, which by the way, I like 13 Wolfman, I like it better than Blair Witch, took the movie and then put the CD soundtrack on the other side of the movie rather than give it its own disc. I'm not even joking. It baffles me that was done. But that was something that was done. Which is such a shame because it's not a bad soundtrack, actually. So many cool companies that went under, you know? Makes you wonder. Surf from Hell. See, I can agree with that. Snapper Case, not so much. Woofin', that's actually one we'll get to eventually too. I liked Woofin'. I don't remember this one at all. I know I watched it. No third Blair Witchy as of yet. But this is Lost Boys the Tribe. I can't even remember if this is the second or third one. I know there's like 3 of them. Originally, Joel Schumacher, that made Lost Boys, was supposed to do a sequel of Lost Boys. Like he planned a sequel called Lost Girls, like right afterwards, and was going to have like I think Patricia Arquette, Rosanna Arquette, something like that, and Drew Barrymore in it. Hey, Jared, welcome, man. You got in here this time. And I thought, you know, that would be. I would love to see like Drew Barrymore back in that day, and it was going to have like Kiefer Sutherland in as well. They're going to find a way to bring him back, but didn't do the sequel. Nowadays, if a sequel came out nowadays to Lost Boys and it was called Lost Girls, people would flip their. But back in the day when, you know, we just liked movies and didn't like think too much on it, we would have enjoyed that. But yeah, I do love the slip cover, this lenticular cover. But I don't remember the film at all. Anybody know if it's good? I know I've seen it. I just don't remember it. Bride of the Gorilla. Talking like Tarzan now. Bride of Gorilla. Bride of the Gorilla. It's cheesy fun. I got this one and Bride the Monster as a 2-pack at a Sunrise Records once. Oh, Blair Witch, you mean the remake? Oh yeah, I know there's a remake for but I haven't even been bothered to look at that one. Is that Fred McMurray? No, actually, it's the Lon Chaney Jr. Just not the best picture of Lon Chaney Jr. Probably considering some of the later pictures of Lon Chaney Jr., it's a fantastic picture of Lon Chaney Jr. CD-ROM movie. It's okay. I mean, like most of the CD-ROM stuff, or the the VCDs, you'd see a lot of those more like in. It's a sequel. Okay, I have never seen it, so I did not know, but I just thought it might have been a remake or like a reboot or something like that, because it's kind of the thing nowadays. One of the Walmart Midnight Horror collections. I used to like, oh god, these collections, but now I would love to see these back there. Again, some just backwoods, Bloodbath, Meridian. Meridian's really good, actually. Sherilyn, though. Is this Sherilyn? Sherilyn Fenn, right? It is Sherilyn Fenn, I think. Yeah, Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks. Another gorgeous, gorgeous actress from Twin Peaks. Next up is one I got directly from the star and director of the film. And he did this one. I think he starred in this one as well. And this one he did a Sherlock Holmes film as well. And this is Terror of Frankenstein. Pretty sure it's a star. Or is this another one? Maybe I'm thinking of another film. I thought this was one of the ones that got at a convention. Not quite sure. I don't want to make a liar of myself. The most awesome looking, definitely B movie there, Alan. Version of this film that I've ever seen out. I bought this one in Morocco. It is the French release of the film, but it's in English. And it is Eden Lake. This movie, please be in a good mood when you watch Eden Lake, because you're not going to be at the end of in a good mood at the end of Eden Lake. But it's a fantastic film that literally just grabs you, pulls your shirt up over your head, punches you in the gut a couple times with its ending. It totally does. Excellent film. Play version of Frankenstein. Oh, there's so many cool ones like that. I know that my dad forever was looking for this like CBC version of Dracula that was out there. Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. There's the cover. But it like features on here as well. Cool stuff, and I love the fact that it has one of these kind of slips like that. Even if the cover's the same, I love the slip like that. It is super depressing. Like, super depressing. Eden Lake. No, actually, it's a husband and wife. One of them is Fassbender, actually. Michael Fassbender. Pretty sure it's Michael Fassbender. Yeah, it is. So Michael Fassbender and his wife go out to his wife or girlfriend. I can't remember now. Go out to this place where he used to like camp when he was younger, and that was Tales of Frankenstein back there. Yeah. No, sorry, Terror of Frankenstein. Tales of Frankenstein is very different. It's like a pilot between Hammer and Universal. But and they go out to this like place and they get bugged by these kind of like the juvenile delinquents that are there, these kids, and it escalates quickly and it escalates horribly, and it is dark, super dark. Next up is Pumpkinhead 4, a movie that some people say doesn't exist because they didn't like Pumpkinhead 4. But look at that, come on, look at that. I think it's got Doug Bradley or Lance Henriksen's back in this one, right? I'm pretty sure Henriksen's back. Mike Hurst. I think, but I can't like be sure. I think Mike Hurst is actually Michael Hurst from Hercules: The Legendary Journeys, because he became director afterwards. And then there's Pumpkinhead: Ashes to Ashes, which I know has Doug Bradley because it says so right there in the cover. It is him. Thank you. Thank you, I thought it was. So, love this cover. These are excellent covers. Even if you don't like the films, get them for the covers, man. I'm sure these aren't expensive to buy. All right, so I like this one. Not horror. It was done by a very young. She was a young like director. She made like a couple different films too. This is my sucky teen romance with the vampire. I think she was like 13 or 14 when she made these films. She was like really young. But especially considering her age, were well done. The Glass House with Leela Sabowski. Of course, she was in that classic film that y'all remember, The Wicker Man remake. And last but not least from these is The Collector. So I am going to put those things back over. When I come back, I want you, as a collective group, to decide this. Do you want to do more of these here? Or do you want to start our Giallo talk? It's going to be up to you guys. I'm going to go put the movies back, and when I come back, I'm going to take a sip of my tea as I put this back on, and you're going to make the decision. So it's choose your own adventure night. We as collective group made a decision. You'll leave first? I did see Zombie Girl. I actually really like that. I want to catch up on this leave first. Let's all leave. Huh. Mark. Causing dissent among the ranks, man? Jallo, yes, I need a break. So, thank you for saving my back. We're going to walk around here and look at some Jallo. If you've watched my channel for a long time, before I became known as the Vinegar Syndrome guy, I was the guy that talked about Jallo a lot. And I don't mean a little bit, I mean a lot. So, let's... Oh, too dark. Let's do this somehow. Let's see. Okay. Alas, poor Yurik. Oh, that is not... Hold on. Ha ha! There we go. She's getting dizzy. It's like the Blair Witch, but because we both like Italian films. Actually, that's kind of cool. So right here, all these yellow cases, like I talked about before, are shameless releases. But they're not the only company that puts their Jallo. They're just really, really good at it. That's kind of their bag, man. And if you kind of want to see, I'll bring it over here for a second. Whoa. So look at the releases there. So you can see the Spell Out Shameless. Whoop. This is almost broke now, so I don't need to break it anymore. The reason I'm not putting it over there is because, see, this is going to be way down. You're not going to be able to see anything. Or my computer behind you. Oh, yeah. Did I wear... Was that when I used to wear like different hats all the time, stuff like that? It does literally mean yellow. Let me grab my my phone so that I can see your comments. Because if I'm over here farther like this, I'm not going to see your comments. Because I am that blind. My moves are attacking me now. Alrighty then. So I gotta like usually hit the keyboard because my face doesn't recognize this anymore. So I'm just gonna go with different companies here. 110%. I've recommended this one before. Bloodstained Shadow. If you've never seen Bloodstained Shadow, it's a really good one. It's by Otto Leto and also Antonio Bito. Totally different person. Do I cover a tour? Oh, that'd be kind of cool, actually. I would like that. That's something down the road. There, that's a... If I put work into that's a Patreon thing. I used to wear different types of hats, and like I used to have this kind of white like salt and pepper hat, and I had this like hat that I used to wear it sometimes, which I would call like my douchebag look, where I'd put the hat backwards just for fun, and see if anybody would like say anything about it. Well, Bloodstained Shadow is an excellent Jallo. It's not a well-known one. Great one, and it has a cool little twist to it. The driver's cat, really? I gotta look back at it and see which one that one is. Yeah, this is a good one, and it's not like, if you don't like your Jallos too, like sleeves or anything like that, this is pretty kind of tame when it comes to nudity aspect of Jallo. I think there's like one scene in the entirety of the film. I'm gonna pick out some of my favorites, and that's how I'm gonna like go with this. Actually, let me pick out. Let's say, Ooh. Pretty much goes without saying. The triple bill. Oh, I remember Blue Underground did the triple bill. I actually got one of the viewers. He used to have a channel on here. I think he still does some stuff. or you recently started doing stuff again not too long ago. Uh, does like Criterion stuff. I sent him like for his birthday one year, like I think it's Lucio Fulci triple feature. Yeah, Green Case is actually kind of cool. This was not my idea. I wish it was actually to say. But Lizard and Woman's Skin, really enjoyed this film. A great, great like Lucio Fulci film. If you haven't seen it, definitely recommend it. Get the Mondo Macabre release. This is the best release of this film, and definitely worth checking out. And that another Mondo Macabre one that I actually found fun, and was another Fulci one, is Perversion Story. They are U.S. releases. Mondo Macabre are from the U.S., though most of the releases, Ramon, or Raymond or Ramon, I'm going to go with Ramon, are done, are like region free. Though I'll check on this. I know that this one here, Perversion Story, this one is region free. And this is the Lucio Fulci one as well. And I actually did dig this one. I actually like this one. I like this one a lot, actually. It's pretty tame, actually, if I remember it correctly. Got to try not to turn. You're going there, dude. So let me pick out a few of my favorites. You stay there. It's kind of a jello, I guess. Okay, here's a few. Actually, now here's a few. I was gonna check covers of these. Sister of Ursula. Sister of Ursula is by Enzo Miloni. Not one of the bigger names that you think about when it comes to the giallo genre, but this is definitely a cool one. You live in the Netherlands? Oh wow, cool. It's it's one of the sleazer of the giallo films, and it borders on softcore, really does, almost like edging onto the hardcore aspect of it. But it's actually a pretty cool giallo. I've watched this one a few times actually. This got Barbara Magnolfi in it, right? Yeah, Barbara Magnolfi's in this one here. I think her husband, Mark Perel, that was her husband, I think. He's passed away. He passed away early, actually. He's in the film as well. He had like problems with drugs and other issues. But really like Sister of Ursula. If you know any of these films or you want to mention them, I don't have the lift actually. That good film. That's done by the guy that did Amsterdam. There's actually the remake of that one too with Naomi Watts. Next up is Pupi Avate's The House with Laughing Windows, which again is another excellent film. Oh, they do. They're so cool. And these are really inexpensive to pick up too a lot of times. So like just keep an eye out for them. Like you can, and like sometimes on eBay you can pick them up as well for like really cheap. Like get a bunch of them. They look really great on the shelf, and they're actually fun movies to watch. So they're not just something that are going to look good on your shelf. They're movies that are often like region free, and really cool to have some of these films. House with Laughing Windows, definitely, it's a must for everybody. I've already talked about this one a lot, so I'm not going to go too much in this one, but it is The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. This is one of the greats. Like, it's usually in, like, if you do a top 10 list of giallos, this is usually in the top 5. It is an excellent film. It has the Shameless. A lot of Shameless ones are region free, actually, Alan. I'll actually read, so you can luck out that way. Just always make sure on their website, but most of them are region free. This is an amazing film. If you haven't seen it, like Edwidge Fenech, she's like the queen of giallo. She really is. Next up is an Andre Bianchi film, and Andre Bianchi is a name that you usually associate with a really weird film called Burial Ground, which is a fun film, but it's still a really weird film. And this is Strip Nude for Your Killer. So this is by Andre Bianchi, who did Burial Ground. Oh yeah, because you better get it, because like it's a lot of these are region 0, and region 0 means you can play it anywhere in the world, Alan. So you're safe. Amazing. And this one has, again, as a cool cast, Edwidge Fenech again. So, gotta have this one, guys. And lots, again, much like Sisterverse, lots of nudity in this one. It's a weird film. Andre Bianchi is a weird guy. You don't know, when you're watching an Andre Bianchi film, you're never quite sure if one he's doing is sincerest to make the best film that he can, or he's satirizing brilliantly the genre that he's making the film about. Arrow does have a new release. This one I recommend the Arrow release. I will definitely upgrade to the Arrow release. But I want to see every nude scene that's in this movie. It's on the back of the box. Of course, I actually really like this one. Again, this is a Massimo Dallamano film. What Have They Done to Your Daughters? Another great one. And What Have They Done to Solange? So, again, one of the schoolgirl, Peril trilogy, which he only did 2 of, actually. He passed away. Okay, next up is, and this one was recently put up by Mondo Cabra under another name, I think an Audio Place or something like that, I think it's called. Because it does have a different name. But this is Oasis, it was called Oasis of Fear. I do have the Rain Slicker here somewhere. I gotta find that actually, Ellen. It's one of my favorite things. It isn't, no. It's worth the upgrade. Like, even if you got the Shams one, it's definitely worth the upgrade because it's such a fun film. Oasis of Fear is a very different. I almost don't want to call it giallo, but it does have a few of the tropes. Very cool film. What was odd about this one is that one of the leads, when they cast her originally, but I think in Borderlands they did this one. I don't think they knew her age at the time because she was underage. So the nude scenes that were going to be done with her weren't done. She couldn't do the nude scenes, but they had the older actress actually in the film. She did most of the nudity for the film because prerequisite nudity for giallo films. And this one is called Watch Me When I Kill, but I prefer the Cat's Shadow cover. But Watch Me When I Kill, again, another excellent giallo. And this one is by Antonio Beto, which the name I got wrong at the beginning of the video, or beginning of this part of the video. Oasis of Fear, nice. See, that's a cool film. Let me know what you think. The soundtrack is done by Ray Lovelock. It's the same song pretty much all throughout the film, but you hear it so many times you'll be like humming it in your sleep. Four Flies on Grey Velvet, the Lost Argento classic, and this little guy here kind of creeped me out. Excellent film though. Really love Four Flies on Grey Velvet. Mimsy Farmer's excellent in this movie, and of course Rogerio Diodado's Washing Machine. Another fantastic giallo that I do recommend everybody 110% check out. I'll put those back after. Now, of course, they're not the only company to do giallo. Arrow Video became famous for the giallo stuff that they did. They put out a lot of like box sets and releases. So a lot of these are out on their own right now. But if you didn't pick them up when they were box sets, then definitely pick them up now. The Killer Dames, and it has the Red Queen kills 7 times, and The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave. Both of these you must own. They are fantastic giallos. I love both these films. I think they're both fantastic. Red Queen kills 7 times is an early appearance by Sybil Danning, by the way. Washing Machine is good. I actually like Washing Machine. Definitely a twist on the ending of that one. It does have one of the more erotic sequences out of any of those that I've seen, actually. A love scene on a staircase, which you will not soon forget, to be completely honest with you. Also, the Luciano Ercole double feature, definitely worth picking up. They often have these on sale on their own now that the box sets are out of print. This is Death Walks Twice, and it has 2 films. It's got Death Walks at Midnight and Death Walks in High Heels. These are really cool, actually. Anytime some guy comes in and starts ragging on you about watching horror films and saying, oh no, girls are always victims in the horror films and girls are never the strong characters, show them these films, because the girls are strong characters in some of these films, actually. And I think it's, is it her? Neves Navarro, you know. Yeah, so they call her Susan Scott in there, but it's Neves Navarro. Great, great giallos, and definitely worth picking up. As are these on their own. There's one that's better than the other in this one. Symphony in Blood Red. I don't think I have seen that one, Mark. Do I mind curse words? I don't mind, actually. No, not at all. Sometimes the YouTube algorithm like stops it, and then I gotta like unblock it when that happens. Emily, the phone starts ringing on Emily. Thanks. I was just trying to do it, and I think I'm pretty sure either Jay or Brian just like unblocked your comment that was going through there, because I hate when that happens, because I don't get to see the comments until I look back there, and after, because they don't, when a comment doesn't show up, doesn't show up on here at all. It just shows up on my phone. Black Cats. This is a really cool one. Again, your vice is a locked room, and only I have the key. And the Black Cat, Lucio Fulci. I like your Vice's locked room better than the Black Cat, but definitely check these both out. An often forgotten one, like in their Geno's like library of films. I don't have the good release of this one. This is a really good release. I kicked myself for not getting it. Is Phenomenon. Phenomenon, it has Jennifer Connelly, and usually the kind of like the Asia Argento role, and she's phenomenal in this film. It's a different film. There's this character in the film that really creeped me out when I was younger. You know I'm talking about, guys who've seen the movie. The one when she gets in there and she sees this like kind of deformed character. I try not to give it away, but really cool film, really good film. Great murders in this film. Argento's one of these guys, and it sounds like weird. For someone that's not a horror fan, it sounds like completely demented, but for someone that is a horror fan, you'll understand this. Like some beautiful murder sequences in this film. So if you're like with somebody there and they're not like horror fans and they hear me say beautiful murder sequences and think I'm psychotic, you can let them know that horror fans, we kind of dig that. We kind of like that stuff. Any more on this shelf? That's not really jail, I don't think. Tenebrae. 1,000,000% Tenebrae. Have this, please have this in your collection. Whether it's the Arrow edition or the Synapse edition, just have it. Get the Synapse edition if you can, because it's got a really good documentary. What did I miss out on? I heard the word prudish. Nightmare Concert. I don't have Cat in the Brain, actually. I wish I did. Your comment above. You've been cooking. That's okay. Why do you say you were prudish? Oh no, I don't mind curse words. No. No, only if people are swearing on other people and stuff like that. Yeah, but I know Emily's not. So definitely, this was a revelation. This is a really good one. Super enjoyed this one. Bloodstained Butterfly. Not only does it have a gorgeous case, but it's a really good film, actually. Has anybody seen this one? I know we're all trying to talk at once because you're all enthused about Bloodstained Butterfly, but your microphone. Bloodstained Butterfly is really cool. It's a good. If you haven't seen this one, Emily, definitely check this one out. It's definitely different. I love the way that's done. It's got Helmut Berger in it, from which I'm guessing Brian you're gonna know from Portrait of Dorian Gray, but of course Godfather. But very different. I like the twist in this one. I saw it coming a mile away, but I really enjoyed it for what it was, and it's kind of a beautiful film. You're a Giallo fan, so you came on the right night, dude. You came in yesterday when I was doing my other video. Little did you know we're going to talk Giallo. For future reference, I talk Giallo a lot on this channel. Because I truly love it. Alrighty, some more. What have you done to Solange? This is an amazing one. This is one that I do say, if you like Giallo, have this in your collection. And this release of it is actually my favorite release of the film. Hey, Scotter, well, Scotter, you missed out on all the flipper disc, all the snap disc cases before. You missed out because there were some good snap cases that I knew you would have loved. We're talking Giallo now, though. What have you done to Solange? This is one that it's a tentpole one. You gotta have it in your collection. It is, if you like Giallo at all, definitely one of the best. And an early role for Camille Keaton too. She plays the title character actually. She plays Solange. Another one that's a must. Fabio Testi. Yeah, right here it's Fabio Testi. This is such a cool one. Massimo Delamano was really great with this stuff. It's too bad he didn't get to do more. Giallo is Don't Torture a Darkling. Again, if you have not seen this one, please see this movie. It's a really, Giallo or not, it's a really good movie. And it's got some definitely strong images in it, though. Who is it that was in this one that really... Frinda Balkan is in this one, and she is incredible in this movie. She plays this character. She's kind of a... sort of like the town crazy type character. And she's so good in this film, like so good. Next up is the classic Blood and Black Lace. Hey. This is one of the first Giallos. Not the first one, though, that would be The Girl Who Knew Too Much, which I do have over there. But this is what starts the whole style, the bright colors, the black glove killer with the mask on, and just the beautiful women. Just such a really, really cool, really iconic film. And not one of my favorites, but I got the big edition that's over there too. So I'd obviously elected enough to rebuy it, like in the bigger edition. It's Cat o' Nine Tails. It's a Giallo, but it's a bit of a cheat. It's a science Giallo. I'm not joking. He tries to play the killer, try to kind of put off the killer's thoughts on and why he did it. His motivation is basically scientifically based. And they do some great stuff when it comes to this. I'm trying to see if there's any more here. Are recently picked up, but I got to rewatch because I haven't watched it. Oh, this is going to totally fall over if I'm moving farther. I don't remember this one because I haven't seen it for a long time, and I got to rewatch it. Case of the Scorpion's Tail, which is Martino, and I got this one recently. Haven't had a chance to dive into it yet. Or maybe I'll do that this week actually, probably the weekend, because I've been meaning to rewatch this one. It's been years since I've seen it. Anybody remember Martino's Case of Scorpion's Tail? Pretty sure I haven't watched this one yet. Maybe I did watch this one. Anita Strindberg. Yeah, I think maybe I did watch it. Well, there we go. I'll put that back after. Martino's usually pretty solid with Giallos. People often talk about some of these other movies that they call Giallos, and I say they're not. He does one that's a slasher movie that I think often gets mistaken for a Giallo. But what are we looking at over here? Because I think I got one over here as well. Where are we? Here we go. You're not Giallo, but you are. The Fifth Court. Whoa, that's way too close. The Fifth Court. Actually, do like this one as well. Franco Nero. Definitely different Giallo, but I utterly enjoyed this one too. So that's another to put into the collection. People often ask me about Suspiria and if I consider it Giallo, and I don't. So that's the start on the Giallo portion. I will do a Giallo exclusive video down the road where I'll get like all my Giallo films and look at all of them. I do apologize that I've missed out. Just read Kino Lorber's Studio Classic. Yeah, they're releasing Doctor Who and Daleks, yeah. Which is a cool release, actually. So I'll definitely, I got Dalek, I got them both here on a box I call Dalek Collection with Dalek Mania, but I'll probably pick up those Blu-rays down the road when Kino has a nice sale on. I wish just Kino would get good on shipping again. They were really good for shipping for a while, but now they got really bad on shipping. But which is a shame because we used to dive into the Kino sales all the time. And when their shipping was good, you get like so much, you get over $100, $150 worth, and you'd get like free shipping at Kino, and they no longer do that. So when a company does that, or they put shipping at like, at a $10 base rate, I'll normally I'll buy more from the company than I will if they got really extravagantly expensive shipping. So if you got exorbitant shipping, it cuts people down from buying a lot of your stuff. So if your sale price is decent and you got like horrible shipping rate, then you'll get less people buying than if you got like, okay sale prices, like decent sale prices, and you got like a kind of a base or a shipping like cutoff rate, then you'll find that companies go to you a lot more. Well, customers go to you a lot more. Hey Joseph, welcome, man. You missed the horror collection part and our Giallo talk. We talked Giallo for a bit. Went around the room, so definitely check that out afterwards. Thank you everybody that gave the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Barnes & Noble's free shipping in the U.S. Yeah, I understand, Brian, that a lot of companies do free shipping in the U.S., but when you look at international shipping or Canadian shipping, it becomes more of a quandrum, more of a to get stuff. I gotta say, Severin did a decent job for shipping when I pre-ordered the Al set. I was really surprised with the shipping there. It was like actually, a bit, but it wasn't like considering what it was. And this Vinegar Syndrome's got amazing shipping, like price and time. Unfortunately, the April release looks like it's going to be like pushed back probably into May, which my birthday's in 5 days, guys. My birthday's in 5 days. Do you know what I'm not going to be doing on my birthday? Opening one frigging present. That's what I'm not going to do. I don't have one present open on my birthday. I probably would have one for my kids, but my kids aren't here. And the stuff that I ordered that was going to be, might be a week later in April or maybe 2 weeks later in April, are now pushed back to May. I'm super pissed off. I'm just saying. It's been like, it hits me like I'll be having a great day and, and I'll be like, oh yeah, watching some shows, or I'm at work and stuff like that. I have extra tea. Then I'll just be there and I'll be like, I'm not opening anything on my birthday. And then I'm just like down. I'm like my mood halts and my better half's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing's wrong. I will definitely probably go live on my birthday actually, because that's when we'll have a big. I want all good stuff to talk about. Tomorrow's a big day for this channel, by the way. So guys, make sure you're here tomorrow. Vinegar Syndrome and Severin are making their big announcements tomorrow. We're going to be talking about those. I'm not watching Black Xmas on my birthday ever. That's depressing. But Black Christmas, I know what you mean. Maybe. I got a really good edition of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I got the Black Betty edition. My better half got me that 1 year for my birthday, actually. In better times than this, there was always a surprise birthday present that I used to get. And Black Betty was a surprise present 1 year. And Shameless was a surprise present another year. There's Shameless releases that I didn't know I was going to get. It's a happy birthday, like the Call to Cinema gathering. Actually, not a bad idea. I probably will, to be completely honest with you. I noticed my beard is starting to grow back a bit, and that's good. It just needs to grow back more, because please. I really trimmed it like closer than I intended to. I don't know. That's what this portion of the video is about. What are the Vinegar Syndrome releases going to be? What do we think? I saw a picture, and I don't know if it's about the releases or not. I think it is. And it showed a stomach and a fork. I got to get my dagger right now for the high priest part. Get one of those like big like capes and stuff. That'd be awesome. I gotta do that one of these days. I'll come here like a big like cape thing up the hood. We'll do like a whole Cult of Cinema sacrifice. But what's everybody's thoughts on the Vinegar Syndrome one? I saw like a picture. that one new 4K. Yeah, let's look. I actually want to do. Let's get a shit. I wish I had my thing here. Whoopsie daisies. Swore. Do you mind if I take a second? I'll go grab something. I want to grab my my iPad because I don't want to miss your comments, and I want to talk about the Vinegar Syndrome 7 stuff. I thought the upcoming is Tremor 7. Sacrifice Rob Zombies 2 on the altar. Can't do that because in my the only way I got that one's in my collection. But I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right. So I'm walking down the stairs, right? And I'm going down the stairs, and I don't see my winter boots, and I almost trip on them, which is freaky enough. Then I almost start to kind of go. So who would have that? Would it be Blu-ray.com would have that information? We're going to talk about the Vinegar Syndrome 7 stuff and try and figure out. Okay, Blu-ray.com is not for sale. There we go. $66.99 for the Pink Panther cartoon set. If that's not coming out too soon, I might pre-order that for my better half for her birthday. Hey. So let's look at the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. See the, I'm sure they've been trying to guess as well. So it's not, they say it's not a slasher film. So we know it's not slasher. So it's not a slasher film when it comes to the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Come on. There's several MGM and slashers coming, but they're not being released now. Okay, so, okay. But we know that, come on. A lot of people making comments and making guesses on here, so I don't want to see that. So let's go to the search function here. Oh God, I hate this website. So, we'll have this found in a while. If anybody finds this information before me, please just let me know, because I'm trying to find it on here and it's being a bit of a pain in the butt. Because I know there's a couple release-wise. So guys, please talk and help me find this here information. So if any of you guys there are sleuthing it like me, kudos. I really appreciate that. I'm trying not to close up my conversation, but I will be doing I do have to do that in order to go onto Twitter to see if I can find the information there. All right. Pre-quarantine sale. it's not on here, it's going to be on their Facebook. Yeah, they're not great on their Twitter. So let's go to Facebook. I'm sure they put it like an email or something like that, which drives me up the wall when you only get it when you're on email, and I can't find it. Why did they do that? Why did they just put things out like to my email, which I don't keep? They always put like little email things. I love Vinegar Syndrome. I love their customer service. I don't like their Twitter. I don't like their Facebook pages when it comes to like trying to find stuff afterwards, because it's not so simple. And super kudos to anybody that can find this. Okay. I am not looking anymore. So if any of you guys found this, fantastic. It's pissing me off right now. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the clues. See, there were clues that were put out for the sale coming out, and yeah, the Blu-ray form is usually where I get it at, right? Although there's some people just drive me, but but I do like their forum site per se. But it's just it's so friggin' hard. Like when everybody's commenting on okay, I wonder what it's going to be, and then everybody has like, oh, I want this movie to come out, this movie to come out, and you're trying to get through stuff, and it's like, ah. I used to comment on the Blu-ray forum a bit, to be honest with you guys, but one, I never get a response from anybody, and two, sometimes if I did get a response, it'd be kind of rude. So that's why, although I do like their site and I do read the forums quite a bit, I do find that some of the people on the forums can be like a bit on the rudier side. It's for the big halfway to Black Friday sale. It's coming up. And they're also letting stuff, I think they're letting us know stuff from the Mace stuff as well. But they're doing like a pre-order for the halfway to Black Friday sale. When they give you certain titles. Come on, I've got a fingerprint here. So I'm slowly going through this. I'm still here. We're still talking. It's just I am calling on the cult to keep the conversation going as I look for this. That would be bleeding fantastic. So you guys are so quiet. You're making me like all paranoid and stuff. Come on, everybody can't be eating. Somebody has to be near their phones. Do a punk music video. You want me to make a video? You want me to start singing and stuff like that? Because that's a scary thought. Or you want me to do one bit punk music? You know why I don't do videos into about music? Because I made a video. I started a series like reviewing records like about a year and a half ago, and I started to review like Glass House was the first one that I reviewed, and it got like I still think maybe it got 20 views altogether. It's definitely less than 100. So I swore I put a lot of time. I spent like a bunch of time into that video. Like I listened to the album like around 20 times. I thought about things, took notes, then I did the review, and nobody watched it. Nobody watched the video. So I said I'm never doing a music video again. That's that's the honest truth. JR's looking with me. Thank you, JR, by the way. I really appreciate that. You can get a few people. But it was just that I put so much of my heart into it, to that, so that it was just like, sometimes like you got to understand, like when you, and you know, you do YouTube videos. There'll be certain ones that that are special to you. Like if I made a Giallo video, and like, cause Giallo's like near and dear to my heart, and I like bled into it basically, cause, and then nobody saw it. Then I'd be super peeved. Come on. People got lots of suggestions for movies here. Is it frustrating? Isn't it frustrating, Jer? Like, it's super frustrating. This is like the quietest part my video's ever been at. But that's just me being a little bit sooky, Brian. I'll eventually make a video on music again. I just you get certain ones and you're like, I don't know. That's like, I like talking about wrestling. I like talking about Doctor Who. They're always like my lower rated videos. And so I eventually I was like, I'll talk about them on here every once in a while. But a lot of people think it's going to be Rad, by the way. It's going to be the one coming up from Vinegar Syndrome. I think Rad is a better choice for like severing kids. I think it's gone past the point of like me building my audience for something else. Because if you found my channel by now, it's usually for this type of stuff. It's usually for like horror or Giallo or, you know, Vinegar Syndrome or Severin, or even like I've started on like, well, I'll be doing soon another edition of like, you know, called Cinema After Dark, and that's going to have to build up a base as well, which I hope is going to be a lot of you guys, because the Call to Cinema After Dark is like kind of a big was a big deal for me to actually do. Like in all seriousness, that was a big thing for me to do, and it was like a long. Okay, there's this picture here for a 2020 for the 2021 movie, by the way, not the ones coming out now. No. None of my videos are going to be like pay for videos. That's why my Patreon. Can I be honest? Can I be blunt with you? My Patreon isn't doing the best right now. I have some nice loyal people that have gone into it, and thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. But I've tried to put nothing behind a wall, and that's a purposeful thing. I started this channel as a free to go channel. I want to keep it that way. So I don't put any of my videos behind walls. Though I do have to do some things for that. I try not to like make anything left out. That being said, I do still will be doing like some actually dedicated super chats down the road, because I'm trying to eventually start a podcast. And doing a podcast is not the same as just coming in here and making a video. There's like a lot more equipment that I need for a podcast, and not just going and grabbing a microphone, which is kind of pricey in itself, but you got to have the microphone, and you got to have the thing to like to plug the thing into, and you have the guard for it, and then there's the editing equipment for catching stuff. Like a super chat, the way super chat works is you go in, and like the way I always say this is this: never go like, don't, even on a super chat, don't pay when you can't pay, when your like finances are lower. No, you thumbs up. That's what you do. That's definitely more than enough. I love that. You share the video, fantastic. What a super chat basically is I think I have mine enabled for super chat now, but I will have dedicated super chats where I'll actually talk about it. Is basically you can like make a comment or say a question, and you can donate. Gives you like a little dollar sign thing there, like whatever you want to donate, whether it's a dollar or 50 cents or like whatever you want, or $5, whatever. In the super chat you can, and then your comment comes in a big kind of bannery type thing, and you get to actually just your comment comes out, shows up like stronger than it would be with somebody with just regular comment. It'll kind of pop up with like a gray or blue type of I think it's purple actually mine, a purple type box. So when I think it was Jar made a comment on when I did a chat, I did a chat and didn't realize it was super chat. He hit the button anyway, and it came up. So his comment would come up like above everyone else's because it was a super chat comment. Are you saying my channel's not bigger? It's not actually, but that's the thing. I'm trying to grow my channel, and I'm trying to kind of grow outwards, like a past stuff like that, so that I can actually make like I want to do like a podcast and stuff. And one of the key things about my podcast that I want to do is I hope to have like some of you guys guesting. I'm picking different people for different things, different topics, and I'll say somebody's really into like giallos. Then say like Emily, for instance. Emily likes giallos a lot. Emily's someone I could have on if she likes to do that stuff on a podcast about giallo. It could span out over a couple of podcasts type of thing, and I could have other people on there like you, like Criterion. You could be on a Criterion type podcast or something similar to that. So it's not going to be like just a horror thing. It's going to be like a broad kind of a movie collecting type of one. And I'm still working out like a lot of the stuff on there. But that's the basis. That's the genesis of it right now. Chris, yeah, exactly. Like there's so many guys that I can like utilize your knowledge and your love of films, and we can actually like go in and like for people that don't mind. Like I'll never like pop somebody on the spot and say, "Oh, you got to do this." Michelle is already like said she would do one, which is fantastic because she's been super cool with stuff like that as well. So a lot of you guys. So eventually I'll be making a video about it, and as I get closer to it, that's when I'll be doing like the super chat and stuff, and I'll be putting stuff up on my Patreon page, so that people can actually kind of, if they're interested in that, they can help with that. I do know that now is not the time for a lot of people to be able to do that, and that's super understandable because a lot of us are stuck in. Some of us are like our jobs, like and stuff, are kind of where we're not quite sure financially wise where things are. So that's why I guess it's like that's why I don't want to push it too much at this point, because I don't want to put anybody. I don't want to feel, and I don't want anybody to ever feel on the spot with stuff like that, because financially you take care of your home first and that type of stuff. But eventually we'll look at it into it more. I'm very excited about it. Bankrupt film distributor. That's actually a bad idea. Actually, that's a good idea, and it's a new one. I haven't heard that one. I'm still looking for that damn thing, man. All right. General sale rundown rules here. Yeah, that's my future endeavor, is to turn, like, not to turn this into a podcast, but to actually keep this as it is and have the podcast as pretty much another arm of this. And if that does well, ideally, I would love to do this. I would love for this to be my thing, but it's not going to be. I'll probably be retired before this is my thing. Actors have gone bankrupt. Filmmakers who went bankrupt making movies. You mean like Heaven's Gate type of thing, or Ishtar? That style. That's actually cool. I know I'm going to be doing one on the Canadian tax shelter type films, like the Connexploitation stuff. Definitely going to be doing stuff on that. It's like, I almost wrote a book on Connexploitation, so that's obviously something that I'm going to be like diving into a lot. But some of that, I always find that the history behind like a Doom film or like a film that didn't do well or had like kind of like stuff behind the scenes is much more interesting. Like we want to know a horror film that's got like a really interesting like backstory to it. Popcorn. It's like a slasher film. Joe Sholin's in it, but the behind the scenes for Popcorn and the type of stuff that was that the the stuff they talked about and what happened, like the director being fired, the main actress being fired, the drama behind the scenes makes for a really good it makes you want to get like snaps of popcorn and watch a documentary behind it. And in case anybody like kind of wonders right now why like you're like Severin or Vinegar Syndrome, what's causing like the slowdown in the shipping, a lot of that is basically because right now the pre-releases, the pre-orders, nobody expected like the what happened to happen. So the distributors where they get their boxes from, their actual boxes to put the movies in for the box sets and stuff, they can't get some of those right now, and so that's kind of slowing things down. If they were on if they had like all their films like pretty much in house at this time, then it'd be a little bit slower. They do it like from home type of thing, but like then they'd ship and like there's a shipping place in Canada for Vinegar Syndrome as well, so that actually helps with that there. But watch out on Amazon, by the way, just to let you guys know, because okay, here we go for a bit on because Amazon is slowing down their shipping of what they consider non-essential items right now. All right, here's some information on the May releases, which we're going to know about soon. So there will be a UHD title, one that is quite a coup as far as never on the disc movies go. So they consider it very exciting. There may be a touch of hyperbole there, they said. The rest of the May slate, which remember will include 2 surprise titles per usual, and which will not be announced, though they intend to give some hints on them tomorrow. What's Canadian Vinegar Syndrome equivalent? Vinegar Syndrome, actually, because they do ship from Canada. I don't really know if there's Canadian Vinegar Syndrome. I don't think there is an equivalent anywhere to Vinegar Syndrome, actually. Read your last message out loud. What was your last message? Yeah, you're gonna see some shipment delays. I had some people say that some delays go as long as like 4 weeks or so. Bankrupt film distributors. That's a good one, actually. Which is kind of what I thought you meant, actually. So that was kind of... That's one that I will do one on. So there'll be a usual assortment of 70s, early 70s, 90s, between early 70s, 90s sleaze. So there could be some good stuff there. For the 2 regular May titles, which are in addition to the UHD, there's a solid thriller with a high pedigree cast and director. So a solid thriller. I'm expecting that to be something along the lines of like maybe like a body chemistry nut eye style thriller. I think we're going to get a bit of the sleazy thriller, but with a decent cast. A lot of those thrillers do have decent casts. And a delightfully trashy low rent horror sleaze film. So May looks to be promising for the releases. And if you guys want to make any guesses on what the high pedigree solid thriller one can be, and director, remember now they got MGM releases, so there's other things that can be put in there. And they got a lot of MGM releases that are coming out like this year and like next year as well, but they got a ton of them coming this year. Somebody said Run Stranger Run as like a high pedigree cast and director. I would love to see Run Stranger Run. Dress to Kill already got a release though, Dave. Like it has one from Criterion. So I don't see us getting another release from there. So it was directed by probably the biggest name filmmaker we've had thus far on Vinegar Syndrome. So Run Stranger Run. Is that Ron Howard? Because Run Stranger Run I don't think that's ever been on DVD. Happy Mother's Day is the name for it, right? I'm pretty sure. All right, so if it is Run Stranger Run, I'll be getting it. What is Run Stranger Run? Well, it's I'm not sure it's just a TV film actually. Not exactly rapidly paced, but I remember having the VHS back in the day, renting it. This was a VHS cover, like Ron Howard. So it's called Happy Mother's Day, Love George is the alternate title. Patricia Neal, Cloris Leachman, Bobby Darin, Ron Howard, Joseph Mescolo, Roman Brady, Simon Oakland, Thayer David. Wow, it's got a great cast. Directed by Darren McGavin from the Night Stalker himself. Written by Robert Klaus. So yeah, if that does turn out to be it, that'd be awesome. So not quite sure if that's going to be it or not, but that's one of the guesses. Oh, we will, Emily, definitely for sure. So when I get this started up, I want to see if they give any clues on the halfway to Black Friday order. So we know what. So we had some clues on the May orders. I wonder if there was any clues given on the halfway to Black Friday, if it's only on that. They said that whatever's released, like they're announcing, is not a slasher film though. People are thinking Rad is going to be the UHD for May. People are really excited about Rad. I'm actually okay, so the coming weekend is the pre-order for our May titles only. That's what they're going to be doing here. So I'm getting Two Moon Junction. Good. I like that. But seems like an odd choice. Like I can see it. From Vinegar. I can definitely see it from Vinegar Syndrome. That's got Sherilyn Fenn too, right? It's the one I'm thinking about. It's Sherilyn Fenn, but she's got blonde hair in it. I think she has blonde hair. I could be wrong. I could be like totally wrong. But it's kind of an erotic film, like more of a drama type erotic film. It's an erotic film. So the May breakdown is like this. So thank you, Vinegar Syndrome guy, John, for this. So one film from the 1970s, two films from the 1980s, and one film from the 1990s. So if two are from the 80s and Rad is there, that's one of the 80s films right there. We can like pencil that one in. There's going to be like a breakdown for the 1990s one. Not quite sure, but I'd guess that if we're looking at like one from the 70s, it might be the high. If it is Run Stranger Run, that'll be penciled in for that one there. For the 90s one, I'm guessing I'm going to guess erotic thriller. That's what I'd go for there. And for 80s one, I'm going to guess schlocky horror. As for what they actually are, I'm not quite sure. But anything that's not announced is where if they give more clues, like they did last year, they gave last sale, gave a ton of clues, and we were able to figure them out. We'll be doing that on here as well. So we'll get the announcement. We'll talk about the announcement, both the Severin and the Vinegar Syndrome announcement. We will look at all the clues, and we'll actually try and figure out the clues like we did last time. Last time we were able to figure out that it was the Angel set that was coming out, which was easy for me because I was a huge fan of Angel. You guys know that. So it'll be interesting to see. But at 128 minutes, almost 130 minutes, which is longer than, I don't know, some Godfather films, and my voice is going, and I definitely need my voice for tomorrow. I am Aaron. This is my movie library. Thank you for joining me and staying with for so long tonight. I really, truly appreciate that, by the way. Honestly, I think this video is rocked. I've had a lot of fun with it. You are the call to cinema. You guys rock it. I will see you tomorrow where we'll finally talk about those announcements. So that should be fun. Come on, bring your friends, bring your family. Always try to like, share, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do have to get Bruno some water. So enjoy your evening. Have a nice late snack and have a tea on me. And I'll see you later.